Hello and welcome back to the Movie Memo Recaps. Today we are going to recap a 2025 movie titled The Gardener. Please be advised that there will be spoilers ahead. In the opening scene, a group of mercenaries is ready to apprehend an official inside his residence. Serge, an official, defeats one of the attackers before fleeing. The mercenaries, who far outnumber Serge, rapidly encircle him and shoot him with tranquilizer darts. An unknown individual pulls Serge's body into the warehouse just as they are preparing to secure him. An unexpected attacker ambushes the mercenaries as they cautiously enter the warehouse to investigate. To their amazement, the attacker is the gardener who works for Serge's family. The story shifts 6 hours prior, focusing on the minister's delivery guy, who has the responsibility of delivering a message to the mercenaries. Everything goes nicely at first, until the delivery guy is involved in an unexpected mishap. A medical crew swiftly attends to him and transports him to the hospital. The scene then turns to Phoebus, the mercenary leader, and his two assistants, Quasimodo and Ragnar. At that point, Phoebus learns that the minister's delivery guy has been in an accident. The minister instructs him and his squad to take out 5 officials, including Serge. Meanwhile, Serge had a talk with his wife. During their conversation, his wife complains about their eldest daughter, Alice, who has been neglecting her younger brother and spending all of her time singing in the garden. Serge reassures her that Alice is still a teenager, and it is typical for her to be tough at this age. 5 minutes later, Serge receives a call from an old acquaintance, a doctor. The doctor tells Serge that he recently treated the minister's delivery guy following the accident. Strangely, the delivery guy was holding a letter with a list of officials, which included Serge's name. Serge, unaware, dismisses it as a usual list. Meanwhile, Alice, who is in the garden, accidentally observes the gardener sharpening a tool. She hurriedly records the scene on her phone and is surprised to see the gardener remove his shirt, displaying several scars on his body. The gardener appears outside unexpectedly, surprising her before she can understand what she has seen. Leo, the gardener, says that he worked for Serge's family for 6 months. Moments later, Phoebus questions the doctor, demanding to know who he notified about the list. Terrified, the doctor admits he has only told one person, Serge. When Phoebus discovers this, he orders Ragnar and Quasimodo to eliminate the doctor. As they prepare to leave, Phoebus orders his assistants to gather their forces and rush to Serge's residence as soon as possible. In a matter of time, the mercenary forces led by Phoebus arrive at Serge's house. They brazenly circle the house, taking advantage of its remote setting. Serge's maid is immediately subdued with a tranquilizer dart. In addition, the mercenaries burst inside and instantly shoot Alice with a dart. Serge, who is in the bathroom, hears his daughter scream and immediately puts on a robe to investigate. He manages to defeat one of the mercenaries, but they quickly overwhelm him. Serge is about to be captured when Leo, the gardener, steps in and drags him to safety. Several mercenaries warily enter the house, only to be quickly dispatched by Leo, who appears from the shadows and eliminates everyone daring to go any further. Meanwhile, Serge's wife has successfully hidden their baby and is now hiding inside a closet to avoid detection. Unfortunately, they discover her hiding spot. She tries to fight back, but one of the mercenaries creeps up from behind and shoots her with a tranquilizer dart, knocking her out. Shortly later, the mercenaries inside the house phone Phoebus and report the situation. They notify him that the gardener, Leo, has taken Serge, their main target, away. To compound the issue, Leo assassinated all of the mercenaries who attempted to challenge him. When Phoebus hears this, he instructs his remaining men to keep their posts while he, Ragnar, and Quasimodo rush to the location. The narrative then turns to Serge, who is currently in an underground chamber with Leo. Leo gives Serge an adrenaline shot, which revives him at the time. Serge is overcome with panic as he regains consciousness, afraid that the mercenaries have killed his wife and children. However, Leo reassures him, stating that the mercenaries most likely simply calmed his family and may be intending to execute them elsewhere. Serge, desperate, tries to call the police, but a disrupted internet connection stops him. Soon after, Phoebus and his 2 assistants arrive at the residence and promptly begin their search. Back in the basement room, Serge recalls the doctor's warning regarding the list of authorities, which included himself. He eventually realizes the truth. He and the other officials on the list are prospective candidates to succeed the current minister. To maintain his job, the minister has ordered the removal of Serge and the other 5 officers. Serge, now aware of the enormity of the situation, begs Leo to help him save his family. Without hesitation, Leo agrees and starts gathering whatever weapons they can find. Serge and Leo soon make their way outside, cautiously monitoring the activities of Phoebus's mercenaries. At one point, Leo witnesses the mercenaries stomping on the plants he had spent months tending. Enraged, he takes action, quickly eliminating several of them. He then uses a wire to stealthily draw another mercenary into the shadows. Ragnar, knowing something is awry, investigates and discovers a small boat rushing away. Ragnar, convinced that Serge and Leo are on board, quickly alerts Phoebus, who orders a group of his soldiers to pursue the boat. But this is all a diversion. In actuality, Serge and Leo have not gone anywhere. Serge then asks Leo to defend the side entrance while he seeks an exit. Serge enters one of the rooms and unintentionally discovers the infant hidden within a ventilation shaft. The infant is sound asleep, soothed by gentle music played through headphones. Two mercenaries confront Serge as he prepares to exit the room. Fortunately, Leo appears at that exact moment and quickly defeats them. Ragnar then storms into the room, sparking a heated fight. The baby spit-up temporarily distracts Ragnar during the struggle, prompting Leo to counter with a well-aimed knife throw. Leo seizes the chance and pushes Serge to escape swiftly before additional mercenaries arrive. They withdraw to the backyard storage shed, where Serge loses hope because there is no clear escape path. However, Leo unexpectedly reveals a concealed entrance leading to an underground passage. Serge is surprised and queries Leo about who he is and how he knows the house so well. Finally, Leo explains that his father formerly owned the mansion until it was auctioned off and Serge took it. Meanwhile, the mercenaries assigned to pursue the decoy boat returned empty-handed. They report to Phoebus that the boat was unattended, proving that it was only a diversion. 15 minutes later, Ragnar approaches Phoebus, having miraculously escaped the last encounter. Phoebus orders Ragnar to clean himself after noticing his filthy appearance. Once that's done, Phoebus orders his remaining troops to look for Serge and Leo. The scene then returns to Leo and Serge, who are sheltering in the secret tunnel. Leo notices the baby needs a diaper change and asks Serge to hand over his robe, which he intends to repurpose as a makeshift diaper. As Leo disassembles the robe, Serge puts on an ancient uniform that his father had concealed since 1943. As Leo works on the diaper, Serge unintentionally dons the Nazi outfit, revealing an astonishing fact. Leo's father was a respected Nazi army colonel. Before dusk, Serge's wife and Alice regain consciousness, but the tranquilizer continues to affect the maid. Phoebus and Ragnar approach them and demand to know the gardener's true identity. Alice, terrified, tells Leo's real identity. Ragnar instantly searches for information online, only to learn that the government has classified Leo's records, revealing that he is not an average man. A few hours later, one of the mercenaries tells Phoebus that his team has located a hidden passage. Phoebus swiftly inspects the location and is confident Serge and Leo are hiding inside. As a result, he instructs Quasimodo to lead a team into the tunnel and flush them out. Meanwhile, Serge questions Leo about his true identity. At that point, Leo merely says that he is an ordinary gardener who enjoys plants. Not long after, Leo discovers that Phoebus's soldiers have found their hiding place. He instructs Serge to keep the infant safe as he prepares to confront the mercenaries. A furious battle ensues, and Leo eventually confronts Quasimodo, Phoebus's bald and brutal right-hand man. During the battle, Serge tries to aid Leo but mistakenly shoots him with a tranquilizer dart. This allows Quasimodo to close in on Serge, preparing to finish him off. Fortunately, Leo uses the last of his strength to fight Quasimodo and save Serge. After defeating Quasimodo, Leo injects himself with adrenaline to counteract the sedative. He then encourages Serge to hasten to the end of the tunnel, which leads into the forest. Meanwhile, despite his injuries, Quasimodo returns to Phoebus and tells that the gardener they encountered is extremely talented and most likely a trained operator. The scene then turns to Serge and Leo, who have reached the forest. Serge questions Leo for the second time about his true identity. With no other choice, Leo ultimately admits that he is a former German Special Forces operative who grew up with Nazi warriors. His father was a nasty Nazi colonel, and the two were never close. Serge is taken aback by this news, never realizing that the gardener he had misjudged was not only a Special Forces operative, but also the son of a high-ranking Nazi official. Serge is curious about why Leo was never close to his father. Leo describes his father as a cruel man who even killed his own mother. The story then shifts to Quasimodo and Ragnar, who are firing their weapons into the air on Phoebus' commands. The purpose of the gunshot is to intimidate Serge and Leo into surrendering. Serge and Leo use their handheld radio to contact Phoebus after hearing the shots. Phoebus informs them coldly that he would execute one of Serge's family members every 15 minutes unless Serge and Leo give up. At the same time, Serge's maid, who has recently recovered consciousness, misidentifies the mercenaries as robbers and begins revealing details about Serge's money and possessions. If Serge does not submit, Phoebus will kill his family one at a time every 15 minutes. When the maid hears Phoebus' warning, she immediately announces that she is not a member of Serge's family out of fear of death. Phoebus is enraged by her outburst and pulls her outside before immediately executing her. He then announces over the radio that only Serge's wife and daughter remain. At the same time, Ragnar informs Quasimodo of the confidential information he has discovered concerning Leo's true identity. Quasimodo and Ragnar are both astonished to discover who Leo truly is. Quasimodo swiftly passes on this information to Phoebus, who chooses to verify it himself. When Phoebus sees the information regarding Leo, he rejects it and instructs Ragnar to protect the perimeter. Leo ambushes Ragnar while he guards the garden. However, carrying the baby makes it harder for him to fight successfully. Serge emerges from behind and takes Ragnar down, rescuing both Leo and the baby. Serge and Leo approach Phoebus now that Ragnar is no longer present. At that point, Leo challenges Phoebus to a hand-to-hand fight, with the outcome being life or death. Phoebus accepts the challenge with a chuckle, revealing that he and Leo were members of the same elite Special Forces squad. Before the battle commences, Phoebus expresses his longing for Leo, whom his colleagues held in high regard, while they often overlooked Phoebus. As the fight progresses, Leo obtains an advantage and traps Phoebus. But just when it appears that Leo has prevailed, Phoebus covertly removes a gun from his boot and points it at him. Seeing this, Leo accepted his fate and prepared for the end. Suddenly, a bullet rings out, and Phoebus falls. The shot came from Quasimodo, who has turned against his leader. In reaction, Leo quickly subdues Phoebus and finishes him. Following the fight, Leo confronts Quasimodo and asks why he betrayed Phoebus. Quasimodo admits that he has always admired Leo more, especially because Leo was the one who trained him during his military career. It is revealed that Quasimodo was previously Leo's subordinate and that Leo saved his life several times throughout their missions. In the aftermath of the mayhem, Serge encourages his family, including Leo, to leave their home and relocate to the city. However, Leo declines the offer, preferring to stay behind to tend to the plants and tidy up the battle's dispersed remains. Serge's family does not object and expresses their profound appreciation to Leo for saving their lives. Serge even offers Leo the house as a sign of gratitude. 30 minutes later, the story turns to Serge's family, who are on their way to the city. Meanwhile, Leo, who is working to restore order to the garden, discovers that Phoebus has vanished. This only means one thing. Phoebus is still alive and most likely chasing Serge's family. Without hesitation, Leo gets a motorcycle and rushes out, cutting through the jungle to intercept them. Phoebus's pursuit of Serge's family confirms his suspicions, leading to a high-speed chase. During the chase, Phoebus nearly brings Serge's car to a halt, but Serge cleverly swerves away at the last moment. Phoebus fires 3 rounds, but Leo arrives just in time to intercede, knocking him from his motorcycle. However, when Leo checks the vehicle, he discovers it is empty. Phoebus has vanished again. Phoebus emerges from the side, pointing his gun at Leo. Seeing that Phoebus has cornered Leo, Serge fearlessly gets out of the car and challenges him to a duel. As Phoebus relaxes his guard, Leo takes advantage of the opportunity to strike, ensuring Phoebus's death. A few days later, the news reports the arrest of the minister responsible for the mercenary attack. Meanwhile, the depiction shows Leo enjoying a peaceful day as he tends to the plants in the garden. However, as he begins to unwind, a distant gunshot echoes, bringing the story to a terrifying and mysterious conclusion. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.